Good evening and welcome to the Oliveboard platform. My name is Maru Sharma, your logical reasoning expert, and we are here today to start a theoretical session on inequalities. Now, these sessions are strictly planned on student demand only. So, I had gotten this demand in the past when I was taking those mixed practice sessions by some of the students that they need a full-fledged session on inequality. So, today we'll be doing that. It's going to be like, as far as the series is concerned, it's very short and crisp. Just in one session and just by 5 exact pointers, you will be able to understand what inequality is all about, right? You will need no short tricks, nothing, etc. You will be able to solve it directly within a fraction of, not a second, I would say, but you'll be able to solve it very quickly. So I'll tell you how you can go about it. But before we start, there is something important which I want you guys to let you know. That the Oliveboard platform has launched a reattempt feature for all of you. Okay, I'll just show that to you so that it is also practically clear. Now, what does this reattempt feature do? This reattempt feature enables you to reattempt the mocks which you have attempted already as a new mock altogether. Now, how will that benefit you? That lets you to understand and to check how much you have improved and how much do you still remember from your previous analysis. Just a suggestion, always reattempt your mocks after a gap of, let's say, 2 or 3 days, so that it is useful. You can attempt maximum 2 times a single mock, the same mock, and the attempts are unlocked immediately. Okay, but this feature is exclusively available for the super elite subscribers. Now let's start with the discussion of inequalities. So I'll be also providing you with these notes. They are all here, right? So you can go through these notes, but before we start, I'll just let you know a few things, right? So primarily when I talk about inequalities, what are we talking about? So when I say inequalities, equalities are basically all the equations which include the equal to sign. That means there is a balance between your left hand side and your right hand side. I'm talking mathematically only. Okay. When I say inequalities, I basically mean those things which are not equal. Now, what will inequalities hold? So, inequalities talks about signs like if 2 things are not equal, what can they be? They can be greater, they can be less, okay, they can be not equal. Not equal is not specific, they are still specific. They will define that one item is greater than the other or smaller than the other. Not equal means we don't know what it is. It's just not equal. That's all we know about. We can also have a combination of these and this. It can be greater than equal to or less than equal to. Again, these are unsure signs. But these all come under the category of inequalities. Okay. But that's it. That's all you have to understand from the mathematical perspective. Bringing that on to logical reasoning is actually going to test that how do you read relationships which are depicted by these signs. For example, if I simply ask you if A is greater than B and B is greater than C and C is greater than D and D is equal to E, then how will A be related to E? So this will be pretty easy for you to say that, okay, if A is greater than B is greater than C, A is definitely greater than C. If C is greater than D, A is also greater than D. And if D and E are equal, therefore A is also greater than E. So you will simply find this out. This is how normally you would have proceeded. But if I change it like this, A is greater than equal to B is greater than C is greater than equal to D is less than E is equal to F is greater than equal to G. Now tell me how is A related to G? That is where the problem occurs. Okay. Solving this becomes cumbersome. You just can't do it normally. You just can't do it randomly. So you need to have some knowledge. Now before we proceed to that knowledge, what you need to know is that there are 2 major types of signs which we will consider here. Okay. Whatever inequality signs we have understood, we will divide them into 2 parts. The first one is definite symbols. The other ones are indefinite symbols. Okay. Now, how does this change things? Definite symbols means we are very sure of relationship between 2 elements. If I pick up any 2 elements, let's say A and B, how can I be very sure that what is happening between them? Either they are going to be greater, that is A is greater than B, or A is less than B, or A will be equal to B. These are the only things which will make it sure that what exactly is happening. But I will not talk of equal to here. So don't confuse yourself with equal to here. Definite means we are only talking about inequality symbols. So then I can say that only if an item is greater or less, I can say that I am definitely sure about what is the relationship between them. But on the other hand, if I say greater than equal to, less than equal to, or sometimes not equal to also, then I am becoming indefinite. Why indefinite? Because I am unsure. I am unsure. It can either be, if I am writing A is greater than equal to B, I am saying A is either greater or equal to B. It can't be both. It can't be both. It will either be greater or equal. Both of them will satisfy this condition. So these are indefinite. So for us, again, we will not pay importance to this one. This is not important for us at this stage. At this stage, you will not see questions from not equal to. So what is important for us? Greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Okay, this is how we will approach the question. Now, why is this important? This is important for you to understand because this is where your rules will lie now. I'll teach you 5 basic rules which you need to understand and you will be able to attempt these questions easily. Okay. So, let's pick up those rules. This is just whatever I have spoken to you about. Everything is mentioned here in the notes. So, you can go through these definite, indefinite. Okay, I have mentioned the equal to and the not equal to here, but you don't need to do that for now. Okay. Now, these are the rules I am talking about. Okay. Now, these are the 4 rules which are mentioned here, but there is another 5th one which I will be telling you after this. First and foremost, what does it say? It says that if I have, let's say I have a lot of elements, I will say something like A greater than equal to B greater than B greater than equal to C greater than D equal to E, whatever. Okay, or let's remove this. And if I want to check from A to E, okay, so rather than directly proceeding, what I will do is I will pick up sets of 3, groups of 3 elements. These are all elements. Okay, either 3 elements or 2 expressions, and then I will solve it. And then gradually I will proceed. Initially you will start like this. So from A to C, how can I draw a relationship? I will say A is greater than C, definitely, it's visible. Now the rest of it, greater than D equal to E. Now again I will pick up these 3 and I will solve. So if A is greater than C and C is greater than D, I can definitely say A is greater than D equal to E. Now I can easily come from A to E. How will I come? So if A is greater than D and D is equal to E, that means A is definitely greater than E. So this is my final answer. I wanted to find the relationship between A and E, but I went 3 at a time. That's how I progress. So initially, when you will be solving these questions, initially in the beginning, always solve them as groups of 3 elements or 2 expressions. Okay, so make that set, solve, then move ahead. Make that set, solve, and move ahead. Keep moving ahead. Block by block, you will be reaching your desired destination. That is the first rule. We break the expression in 2 signs or 3 elements and then apply the logics. Now, the second rule tells me, which you have already seen here, you can directly remember it like a rule now. Rather than solving it each time, always remember if between elements, if we are having the same sign between the elements, so then from A to E, if I am checking, A to E will also be greater only. There will be no change whatsoever. So if the same sign is being carried forward, that same sign will be repeated between your required elements also. Okay. So this is the second rule, that if there is the same sign between multiple elements, then that same sign, resultant conclusion will also have the same sign. So for example, A greater than B greater than C. So what is the relationship between A and C? I'll simply say it's greater only, no? It's going to remain the same. Now see, these things are normally by logic how we look at it each time and solve. To save that time, we'll remember these results. So it will become much more quicker. Okay. Now the third one says that if I have a combination of equal to with any of the signs, let me say that is A is less than B is equal to C, or A is greater than B is greater than equal to C is, no, I will not put this here, greater than C is equal to D. Okay. So what will be the relationship between A and C? So we will drop this equal to. it will straight away be A is less than C. What will be here? So we'll drop this. So what will be the relation now? A is greater than D. So basically, whenever you have an equal to sign with any other sign, you will always drop the equal to sign, like how we had done here already. Okay, but we had seen the reason. So that if A is greater than D, D is equal to E, so A is definitely greater than E. But actually, if we just go by the simple rules to not look at what is going on in the background, we can drop this equal to and straight away we could have said A is greater than E. So that is the third rule now. What is the third rule? That if there is a sign with equal to, any combination with equal to, you will always drop the equal to and take that sign into consideration. For this one, I'll simply drop the equal to and I'll say A is greater than C. Okay. And the last one is where our knowledge of definite and indefinite symbols is going to help us. If there is a combination of a definite and an indefinite symbol, if there is a combination of a definite and an indefinite symbol, we will always drop the indefinite symbol. For example, so definite we know greater and less, indefinite we know greater than equal to, less than equal to. If there is a combination of these two, we'll just drop these ones. We'll drop these ones, we'll go ahead with these ones. So A greater than B greater than equal to C. So we'll drop this one, we'll straight away say A is greater than C. A less than equal to B is less than C. So we'll drop this one and we'll say A is less than C. That's how you will proceed. Okay. So that is what is written here. If there is a definite and an indefinite symbol between the elements, then the definite symbol will follow in the conclusion always. That is, we will drop the indefinite symbol. So if you look at the example now, so A is less than equal to B is less than C. So we'll drop this one and we'll straight away say A is less than C. Now, some smart students have already got the question in their head that what if. A lot of you should have by now. Some of you are just going with the flow. They are like, oh, let sir teach. How much ever he'll teach, we'll just grab that much and we'll move ahead. So for that, just be patient. I'll take it forward from here also. But as of now, we need to practice these 4 rules first. Okay, only then when can we move on the 5th one. So these 4 rules for you to practice, I have brought this short exercise. Okay, short exercise, just sets of 3. So you need to find the relationship between A and C. That's it. It's that simple. Just put it in the chat box, everybody. Put the number 1, this is the answer. Number 2, this is the answer. Number 3, number 4 till number 11. Put it in the chat box. Just a small exercise. We'll quickly see the relationship between A and C in each case. Observe carefully and give me the correct answer. Everybody. Hit the like button right away and share this session, guys, so that more of you can join, more students can join. Anyone? So let's start with the first one. Same sign. So we'll say A is greater than equal to C. Same sign will repeat. Here with equal to, drop the equal to. So we'll have A is greater than C. Here definite, indefinite, drop the indefinite. So A is less than C. Doing this activity is actually going to make it easier for all of you. Any participants? No? That's where you guys lack, guys. You need to participate, you need to make it lively. Okay, not only for me but for you also. Because the less lively it is, the less understanding will you be getting. And the less participation you do, the less, you'll feel like an outsider, as if you're just watching a movie, but you're not part of it. I'm trying to make you a part of it. So participate, give me answers in the chat box, otherwise it's useless. It's just a one man, this is one to many is useless. It has to be both ways. Okay, same sign is repeating, so A is greater than C. Again, we'll drop the equal to, so A is less than C. Cool. Now out here, what do? Definite and indefinite, we'll drop the indefinite, we'll say A is greater than C. Here we'll drop the equal to. Whenever equal to, we'll drop the equal to only. So A is less than equal to C. We'll drop the equal to. A is greater than equal to C. We'll drop the indefinite. A is greater than C. You need to be quick at this. Same sign will repeat. A is less than equal to C. Same sign will repeat. A is less than C. Okay. So this is how we proceed. Now you can build speed like this. Just little expressions here and there. You just keep solving and you will build speed. Right. So these are the answers. I've already written it there, so you can check it from there. Now to answer your question, hopefully you had this in your head. That sir, in all these examples and everywhere in your rules, you have just told us things like A greater than B, greater than equal to C, equal to D, whatever. But we never spoke about A greater than B, less than C. Or A greater than equal to B, greater than C, less than equal to D, equal to E. Now how do we proceed? So for this, we have the next rule, the last rule, the fifth rule, which is the either or case. The either or case. Now understand very carefully. I have already taught syllogism to all of you, right? I have already taught syllogism to all of you in the past. Now in syllogism also we had gone through either or case. It is somewhat similar here. Okay. Understand very carefully, listen very carefully to what I am going to say now. What happens is, till now, for the 4 rules which I have told you, the relationships exist. You can find out the relationship. Like here, we saw all the variations here, didn't we? So we found out, we established relationships between all the elements. But they have to be unidirectional. That is, they have to both face in the same direction. It can either be like this or like this in any combination, definite, indefinite, anyway, but they have to always face the same direction. The moment they face in opposite directions, either like this or like this, anyway, either like this or like this, anything, any combination, in that case the relationships will not exist. The relationship will not exist. So if I talk about this one from A to C, can I say anything? No, because of these two signs which are opposite to each other, there is no relationship between A and C. A and C are blank. Okay, what about here? So from A to C, here I can go. I can solve this block here. We'll drop the greater than equal to. I'll say A greater than C, less than equal to D, equal to E. Now A to D only we cannot go. Why? Because there is a block opposite directions. So we'll say A and D are not related to each other. If you want, we can still find out relationship between C and E. That is possible. I would say C is less than equal to E. But between A and D, I cannot find any relationship, and hence between A and E also I cannot find any relationship. Once my, supposedly I am just moving in a direction. My movement will stop here. I will not be able to proceed further. So all elements after D will not be related to A. So there is no relation between A and D, no relation between A and C. What will happen in that case? When there is no relation between two elements, what is going to happen in that case? Okay. So what will happen if there is no relationship between, let's say, A and C? No relation means I don't know what is the relationship between them. It can be anything. So what are the 3 possibilities? You will say either A will be greater than C, or A will be less than C, or A will be equal to C. These are the only 3 possibilities. Why? Because if it is greater, it is obviously automatically not equal. If it is less, again obviously not equal, or it is equal. These are the only 3 possibilities between any 2 elements if we don't know what is the relationship between them. Now, your questions will always be in the form of statements and conclusions, like syllogism only. There will be a statement of this sort, there will be an expression, and then there will be conclusions which will be following. Okay. For either or case, we will always be looking for 2 conclusions. Obviously, it's similar to syllogism. Okay, because either and or is a comparison between 2 conclusions. So what will happen here is, if I have a conclusion like A is greater than C, A is less than equal to C. So what is my first criteria? If I have, my statement was this only, let's say A is greater than B is less than C. Same question I am writing here. This was a statement. So I found out that A and C are not related. So now how will I solve the question? I will look at this conclusion, I will say A is greater than C? No, because there is no relation, I cannot conclude. A is less than equal to C? No, I cannot say anything, no conclusion. So the first rule, like either or in syllogism, is both your conclusions should be individually incorrect. Okay, no problem. That is done. Right? Second rule is that they should have a combination of these three signs between them. Obviously, now there are three signs and there are only two conclusions. So I can't fit all the three here. So one of them will be a combination sign. So either it will be greater than, equal to and less than, or less than, equal to and greater than. But it is a combination of all these three signs. That is my second condition. And condition number 3 will be that the elements will be same and in the same direction also here. Supposedly I write A is greater than C and C is greater than equal to A. Oh, sorry. C is less than equal to A. Now what? Now you will be like, oh no, I have the same signs here. I have these three signs here and same element. So this will be either or. No. This is basically A is greater than C and A is greater than equal to C. This is useless. So therefore, here your elements have to be in the same direction. So same three rules of syllogism. First, both the conclusions should be incorrect. Second, there should be a combination of these three signs. Third, there should be the same elements in the same direction. If that is true, in that case you will say either 1 or 2 follows. So either A can be greater than C, or A will be less than C, or A will be equal to C. This is what I am telling you. So this is how either or works. Right? So this is the fifth rule. This is the fifth rule. But remember, either or may not necessarily be a part of places where there is no relation. It may not necessarily be a part of places where there is no relation. Why? Supposedly, I have something like this. I have an expression A greater than B greater than equal to C. Let's keep it simple. Yeah. And my conclusions are A greater than C, A equal to C. Now what? So you will tell me that okay, in this case what we will do is we will check the relationship. We will say A, so we will drop this one. So we will say no, let me make it same only. Wait. Yeah, okay. So now we will check the relationship between A and C. We will drop the equal to and we will say that A is greater than equal to C. Now there is a relationship. So what is the point of either or? No, we still can have it. If A is greater than equal to C is what I know from the statement. Can I say A is greater than C? No, you cannot. If it is greater than equal to means it is greater than equal to. We are not sure whether it is greater or equal to. So I will say I am not definitely sure if this is true. So I will say it is not correct. Is A equal to C? I don't know. Maybe, but I am not sure. So it is not definitely correct. So again, both of them are wrong. Okay. There is a combination of these two signs here. Yes. Elements are same in the same direction. Yes. Then again, this becomes the either or case. So either or need not be only when there is no relation between elements, but it can also be when there is an indefinite relationship between the elements. Okay. One last crux point here for you. Okay. This is usually not asked in SSC examinations, but in banking examinations. But the last crux point is here, if with C I write it as equal to, let's say, or let me do it here, that will make it more interesting. With C here I write equal to D. And instead of this, now I am doing D here. So now what will you say? Okay, there are both of them are incorrect. Okay. And they have these signs in between. Yes, but the elements are not same. So then you will drop the either or. No. The elements can still be replaced because they are both equal. So if you ever see equal elements, they are replaceable. They are interchangeable. So instead of D, I can write C. Instead of C, I can write D. That's one and the same thing for me. Remember that. Okay. So that's all about inequalities. This is what is written here. Everything is mentioned here for your comfort so that you can read through it and understand. Okay. So I have a few questions for you. Okay, let's solve these three first. Then we'll proceed further. Try these three questions first just as examples, and then I'll load the questions for you and then we'll start. Please guys, give me the answers. I'm very serious here. Okay. Now this is my statement. Okay. My conclusion asking me a relationship between R and T. So okay, from R to T I have to go. Okay. So here what I'll do is this will be dropped. Okay. But the moment I see opposite signs, so R and V, I will not be able to proceed further. That means R and T are not related. Both they are talking about R and T only. So both the conclusions are incorrect. I can't find any relationship between R and T. Now, both conclusions are incorrect? Yes. There is a combination of those three signs? Yes. Elements are the same and in the same order? Yes. Then my option B will be the right answer. Either conclusion 1 or 2 is true. But when will I check either 1 or 2 is true? When either or will be there in the options. If either or was not there altogether and I had neither nor here or none of the conclusions follow, then that would have been true. I didn't even have to check either or. Okay. Try this one now. Okay. T and S, we need to find the relationship between T and S. So what do we do now? This equal to will go, these two will remain and this will also go. So finally what is remaining? S is less than T. That is how you can proceed faster. But if you don't understand, we'll go like this, or now we'll go like this. So this will drop. So we'll have S is less than equal to U is less than T. And again this will drop. So we'll say S is less than T. Okay. But gradually you will just cancel it out yourself and then solve it. Okay. Now S is less than T. If I flip them, can't I say T is greater than S? Basically, this is not greater or less. I don't know what is what. Wherever this opens, that side is greater. Okay. So this is opening here. So T is greater. I can write it like this also. One and the same thing. That's not a problem. Right. And W is less than V. So again, we'll check this one here. So equal to will drop. We'll say V is greater than W. So definitely W is less than V. This is also correct. So both conclusions are true. Option B is the right answer. Cool. Next. So here they are asking you about X and T. Okay. So we start proceeding. And the moment we come here, we can go from x to f, but not r. So anything after r also x will not be related. So x and t are not related. And r and w same problem here, because these two are opposite. So immediately it will stop going after p. R and w are also not related. Now there is nothing else in the options apart from neither nor. So neither nor is true. None of them are true. Option B is the right answer. Cool. Now before I proceed further, I have some important information for you. Be very careful, pay a lot of attention here. This can be game changing for you as far as your SSC preparation is concerned. So Oliveboard has launched the SSC Super Practice Kit for all of you. We are well aware of this. So I have been saying this repeatedly, but I'll just reiterate this quickly for you. 1000+ tests are available for you. Now, how are these 1000+ tests made? Your 4 major subjects are broken down into smaller topics, and each topic consists of 6 tests. What are the 6 tests? Level 1 easy, medium, hard. Level 4, that is the 4th test, is your previous year questions. Then a speed booster, then a revision test. So 6 different types of tests for one topic, and there are 1000+ tests overall curated, which are covering both Tier 1 and Tier 2, and specifically targeting your speed improvement and accuracy also. So I'll just show you a demo quickly. Let's say I'll pick up any topic in reasoning. You can see the 6 tests here. Okay, these 3 are already available, and as and when you will keep answering, the more tests will be unlocked for you. So go check this feature out. This is exclusively available for the SSC Super Elite subscribers. Right? Now I'll load some more questions for you here, and we'll take it from there. This, I don't want to teach this to you. I mean, it's not very important. A lot of people follow this magic square, but it's not very important, very necessary. If you remember these 5 rules, you'll be able to get through with it easily. Let's try this one. Now in this case, they have given you 2 different expressions. They have not given you in the form of statement conclusions. Okay, so it is not necessary they'll give you the question in the form of statement conclusion only. They can give it to you like this also. Now in these cases, mostly you have to connect these statements. Mostly. How will you connect? You will always connect at the common letter. Okay, you will always connect at the common letter. So in this case, can we flip G and E? So we can write it as E is equal to G less than D less than R. One and the same thing. And here we will write this in the reverse order. So E is equal to Y. So E is equal to Y. Y is greater than K. We'll write it like this. Y is greater than K and K is greater than Q. So K is greater than Q. So this is how now they have been connected together. Okay. Good, Yogesh. Good. Now the question is asking you which of the following is not correct. Which of the following is not correct? So G and Q. Now Q, you will cancel this and Q will be less than G. This is the relationship from the expression. They are saying G is less than Q. No, G should have been greater than Q. So what is not correct? Option A only is not correct. I got my answer. Done. Okay. Rest of them are correct. Just for your practice, I am showing you the rest of them also. R is greater than Q. So Q less equal to drop. Rest everything is same. So I will say Q is less than R. So definitely R is greater than Q. This is right. G is less than R. This is clearly visible. G is less than R. So R is greater than G. G is less than R. Correct. Y is less than R. Y is here equal to drop. Y is less than R. So rest everything is right. Only option A is the incorrect one. Read this carefully. Okay. Next. This is even more interesting. There are smaller expressions and there is a comma in between. So you'll have to pick up these expressions and connect as per requirement. These are not commonly found in SSC examinations, but you still need to know this. Now, which of the following expressions is correct? So, G equal to T, no, this is clearly incorrect. So, this is not it. K less than H. Now, I don't have K and H here anywhere, but I have H and B and B and K. So, I can connect this. I can write H equal to B and B is greater than K. Now, I am saying K is less than H. No, H. So, wait, H is greater than K. So, K is less than H. Yes, this is right. So, option B is the correct answer. Okay. Now, again, for the sake of it, for the sake of practice, we'll just check with the other two. In the examination, don't. Once you've gotten your answer, done. So, B greater than T. So, B, again, B, H and T, H, we have this. So, B equal to H and H is less than T. So, B is less than T, but here B is greater than T. So, this is incorrect. G is less than M. So, G is greater than T and T is equal to M. So, G is greater than M. C is not less than M. Okay, only option B is the correct one. Good, Yogesh. Very good, bacha. Which of the following options is not correct? So, H is greater than D is visible here only. This will be dropped. So, H is greater than D, right? Z is less than H. This is visible here only. H is greater than Z. That means Z is less than H. Correct. P is less than M. So, here we can see equal to is drop. M is greater than P. So, P is less than M is also correct. So, obviously only option D is not going to be correct. No. We need to check which option is not correct. So, option D is the right answer. Option D is the correct answer. Okay. Just for the sake of it, if you want to check, we can say that this equal to will drop and we will say K is greater than Z. So, Z is not greater than K. K is greater than Z. Z is less than K. So, option D will be my right answer. So, we didn't have to connect the two expressions in the previous question, but it might not be the case each time. We might have to connect. So, learn to connect easily. Connect on the common letters. And even if you have to drop something, drop it. Don't worry about that. If you have to drop some letters in between, which are equal but not required, just drop it. You need to have them both on the edge. Whatever is a common letter, both need to be at the edge. So, here we can see what is the common letter, it is E. So, we will connect them at E. So, E needs to be at the edges both in both the cases. So, we will say E equal to D less than P and E is greater than Z which is equal to Q. You can do this. Okay. Also, E is equal to C. So, we can include it here somewhere in the middle if you need to. If you need to. If you don't need it, you can drop it all the way. Like we dropped this one, not required. Okay. Now check for P greater than Z. So we can see we'll drop this equal to, Z is less than P or P is greater than Z. So this is right. P is equal to Q. It's clearly visible it will not be equal because all the equal to's will be dropped. Q will be less than P. So this is incorrect. So we have gotten our answer as option B. Now, if you find connecting difficult, what you can also do is partially solve it. Find the relationship between EP and EQ and then connect P and Q. You can do that also, not a problem. Okay. Now here B is greater than F. So the moment I go from here to here, I cannot proceed further. So B and F are not related. C is less than A. Same, oh no, C is less than A I can do. So equal to will be dropped. A is greater than equal to C. Now that means C is less than equal to A. Can I say C is less than A for sure? No. I could have said C is less than equal to A, but not less than A. I cannot specify anything. So neither conclusion 1 nor 2 is true. A lot of people end up marking only conclusion 2 is true here, which is incorrect. Be careful, okay? So Z is less than A. No, we can clearly see Z is greater than A. So this is gone. G is less than F. So we can say F is greater than equal to G. Can I say G is less than F? No, I cannot. Again the same thing. Neither conclusion 1 nor 2 is true. Option D is the right answer. Okay. And let's keep this as the last question for today. But before I do that, you might want to ask me, oh sorry. A lot of people do actually, that where can we find the PDF of this session. So let me share that also with you. I'll show you an image which will clarify everything. Oops, this is not it. So you can get the PDF of this. There is one more question, don't run away, okay? The PDF of this session can be obtained from the Oliveboard application. From the updated Oliveboard app, you can download it, right? Then here in the drop down menu, select your exam, which is SSC in this case. Bottom right corner, click on courses. Then this sheet will open up, this page will open up. Keep scrolling, you will reach YouTube class PDFs. Select your desired class and the PDF will be yours. There is a download option there, click on it and it will be yours. Last question, let's end this session after this and I'll meet you guys in the next session with a new topic to cover. Okay. So H is equal to F. Will this conclusion be true? We can clearly see H is equal to will be dropped. H is less than equal to F. Again, I cannot conclude that H is definitely equal to F. No. J is greater than G. Yes, this is visible. Equal to is gone. J will be greater than G. This is right. So only conclusion 2 is true. Option C is the correct answer. That's the kind of level you will observe in SSC examinations for inequalities. Nothing higher than that. Okay. Somewhere around this region it will lie. Going forward, if time permits, I might bring in another session for practice alone. Exclusive practice for inequalities, wherein you can gauge better questions, better previous year questions, better understandings, in-depth understandings. Some here and there maybe banking level questions also for you, so that you get a fairer picture of what inequalities is all about. But don't take it lightly, it has become very important. Seldom will we ever see a question in tier 1, but for tier 2 this is very important, right? And also there is no restriction, they might just put a question in tier 1 as well, so be prepared. And on that note, I'll end the session here, guys. Hit the like button right away, share this session across platforms wherever you are a part of, Give it as much love as possible and do leave comments after the session is over so that I can understand what did you like about the video and what can be improved further. Thank you so much for joining live. I'll take your leave. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.